Good morning, starshine.
Welcome to the real world. Whoa! Mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with breathe air. There's no second best, okay?
GM, breathe air. So, today is Thursday. This is trade of the day. Going to look at calendar, unemployment claims, PMI services. There'll be a little bit today in terms of the data, but mostly it's all about tomorrow in terms of economic data. We've got the unemployment rate and the non-farm final number. That's more important. I think if we navigate today without losing 60, I'm pretty sure these numbers are going to come in good after a week of fear around war, etc. That could provide a bit of a bullish catalyst, as long as, of course, we have some decent structure around this area. Now, for Bitcoin, the paths I want to look at for 60k. First of all, keep it really simple. We have those round number levels. We have 60, which also aligns with the 200 EMA on the daily. We have 65, of course. And we have 70. There we go. And I think those are going to be the most important levels to watch. If we zoom in then to the 4 hour, one of the things we have is we have lost the 4 hour 50, 100, 200 trend. Right? So this is not a trending market. We're looking at recovery rather than a new trend leg. Meaning BTC, if it just stays around this area here and builds back up through it, we can break out later, but not in a trending fashion. It just stays within the 60, 65. Once it hits that, we go 70. And that will probably take a little bit of time. For that to have been invalidated, you would have really needed to see this reclaim yesterday holding. It didn't hold. So we're looking at what's next. I think, obviously, it's not a genius call to suggest that this level will get tagged. I think, though, my best hunch would be that we actually don't hit that. We move up and we chop sideways around here for a bit, and we take that level later after people think it might have held. We go down, we sweep it, and we run from there. And then you're looking at price to go to 65, consolidation, and if it breaks 65, we go to 70. So you have to view this whole area as, is this holding 60? Holding 60 doesn't mean you buy on the way down. Remember, on the way down, on the way down, on the way down, you want to buy as early as possible when it stops going down and starts going up. We have the down part at the moment. You don't have any early indication of it going back up just yet. If you're looking at, like, for example, here, you'd be looking to buy it there if it followed that exact squiggle. Of course it won't. The squiggles don't play out perfectly. Sometimes they do, but that's just random chance. And what you'll be looking to see is if this is going to hold and be very sticky, you're going to see it reclaim that 50 EMA first on the 1 hour, and that will probably give you an opportunity for a move up. Now, if these lows haven't been tagged, I would expect that as it starts to move up, it's probably unlikely to reach all the way to 65, because that could offer a false breakout up here that lets it stab for those lows if the lows haven't been hit, and then the reclaim and hold, and that's when you get to 65. So I think when it's tried once, twice, 3 times into this support, it has touched just below 60 on perp exchanges anyway, but the 60 level on spot seems to be holding. Right? It hasn't gone below on Bitfinex. It hasn't gone below yet on Coinbase, I don't believe. It's got right to it. The low was 59,969, so it did just dip below it ever so slightly. Binance spot, probably similar. Bang on 60, so that 60k is holding. So price is not breaking through the 60k level just yet. That probably means that unless there is some sustained selling at this point, it's going to need to go higher looking for liquidity, which probably could be there. At that point, you can then have the move down. Or it never hits at all. If it never hits at all, what you're looking to see is rally, where it moves all the way up. It comes all the way back, but it just holds again. And it doesn't break. And you get this kind of W bottom sort of forming. So those are the things I'm looking for if it's going to hold. If it's not going to hold, then your pattern is really much simpler. It's going to chop and stay below the 200. Then you're going to have a full another leg down. And at that point, you're looking at, again, same thing, does higher low form around that 56 to 58k area. So either or is what I'm looking at. I do suspect that Bitcoin will make progressively higher lows here in more of the choppy rising fashion. Not dissimilar, like totally different in terms of price action, but not dissimilar to what it did last summer, where it had a low and a high and then a higher low and then a higher high and a higher low. But the pullbacks in between were deeper, right? The pullbacks were choppy. It dropped down, it dropped again, it moved up, it dropped down here, it lost the 4-hour trend over here, right? It lost the 4-hour bands, it stayed below the 4-hour bands, but then it reclaimed. Same kind of thing going on here. So what you're looking at really is, those Bitcoins spend more time sideways in this general zone, or does it drop one leg lower to liquidate a few more, or push people to panic and sell, or spot bags to be sold, and then reclaim later on. Intraday, if you go into the low time frames, gap above as we head towards New York session. I think everybody and their mother is waiting for a sweep of this level, which again, move down off the open probably doesn't oblige right away. I would say we probably squeeze a little bit higher and just chop. And Friday, tomorrow, might be the time where you get more of the directional move. So that's what I'm looking at. 60 is support until it isn't. And support doesn't have to mean exactly 60. It can sweep below. And what really matters is going in towards the end of the week, the weekly close, which is still a few days away. And that's it. GM. All coin requests later. Don't forget that. 4 p.m. UTC.